Hand clap to the master, you guys. We're finally back again for another one, the one and only Mystelics reaction, guys. Big up on this year's Sunday edition. Big up all the Mystelics YouTube family out and large, all over the place, man. Big up the Mystelics YouTube family. You guys are everywhere, man. Big up you guys one time, and of course the newcomers as well. Big up yourself as well for tuning into this year reaction video, this year's Sunday edition. If you have not done so, guys, definitely subscribe, man. I noticed a number of you guys aren't subscribed, but you guys keep watching the videos and stuff. Hey, big up to you guys right there. But also subscribe so you can be notified when I drop my videos right there. And then just click the subscribe button, click the bell, and then click all so you'll be notified of all the videos when I drop them, guys. And you won't say, but I didn't see this and that and whatnot, and then have to come back and tell you guys, yes, I did this and that's what I said, and you can go back and check it out, and you say, yeah, man, I check it out. Guys, come on. Yo, this is why I tend to do these videos. Sometimes you guys ask me the same questions of things that I've already posted on the videos and stuff. So I appreciate you guys looking into certain things, but also check out the videos as well. And don't skip the videos, because sometimes I say certain things in regards and relation to something else, and you might miss it contrary to what is being stated right there. So don't forget to listen to the whole video. And of course, this one will have sections. No, I don't think so. Anyways, guys, what you're seeing right there, by the way, guys, give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate that right there. And then just click the thumbs up button right now. If you're on your TV, just click on, use your remote and go down and click the thumbs up button and so forth, man. If you're on your phone, everything, definitely do that. If you're on the app, click the video and then go and click the thumbs up button. I would appreciate that right there. As you can see on the screen right there, it's written, you can't bring medicine to people who love to be sick. You cannot bring medicine to people who love to be sick. In other words, even if you were to bring a solution for people who like their problem, they will stay in the problem irregardless of if there's a solution over and over and over. This is what pretty much brings me to this year video, this year audio clip that we're gonna be playing in a moment. But I'm gonna get into this in a moment. But there's something somebody stated right there on the previous video that I did of Ross University coming back. The not necessarily Ross University, but individuals who were involved in Ross are coming back to Dominica. I want to come back in Dominica on September 2023. That's their opening plan. Of course, accreditations and everything will be handled by them, and hopefully they get through with everything like they want it to be. But of course, this is what an individual stated to me right there. Greetings. I viewed your video with regards to a new medical school coming to the northern section of the island, of our island right there. If I followed correctly, a neurologist may also be a part of the team, which of course is stated right there. They noticed that is missing in Dominica, but they also stated, the individual stated that is great news. However, for information, there is a fully qualified foreign neurologist/surgeon on island for several months now, seeking to establish and be based on our island. I'm not exactly sure why they're not allowing him to come through, but there have been, for months now, this individual is stating that is the case right there. To date, this neurologist is still begging the Labor Division to grant a work permit in order to commence medical practice. Request has also been made to provide neurological service to the hospital, yet after several months of discussion, presentation of documents, the final decisions, etc. They had final decisions and they still don't know what the decision is. That's crazy. But of course, the individual stated documents and final decisions, etc. The hospital has not secured the services of this neurological surgeon. Why is these things happening, guys? My big question is, why is this happening? If this is the case right there, of course, this individual told him about this situation, but if this is the case right there, why is this happening? If we are in need of a neurologist that can actually help people, I don't understand. I don't understand. They have a neurologist on island that is trying to provide his services. We don't have a neurologist in Dominica, guys. There's one on island trying to provide services, and he's getting flack. He cannot get it. I don't know what's the reason behind it, but I think the people of the people need to know what is taking place, especially in medical health facilities. And talking about the medical health facilities, we have this video under this video, but this clip that was sent to me numerous times, and let me play it for you guys right there. Take a listen to what is going on in Dominica and the what do you call that again? The Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Take a listen.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have added you to this team because I would like you to take a look at the photographs that I have attached.
I will show you guys the photographs in a while. Now, I can't really show everything because some of them are quite disturbing. So I'm just going to tell you they're quite disturbing, and you'll have to probably zoom in for yourself to see some of them.
These are photographs of a client of Fark's who went into hospital approximately 2 weeks ago with breathing difficulties. She was discharged from the ward that she was on last night or yesterday afternoon, and this is how she came home. She left Fark's to be admitted to the hospital via the accident and emergency unit without a single bed sore, not one.
Remember the video I showed you guys of my friend, the Canadian nurse who came down to Dominica to try to help her grandmother? And she was talking about the same thing about bed sores, guys. She said when she was there, they cleaned up the bed sores and everything, and things were healing. And when she came back, not like a few days later, there was bed sores back again. Which means that the nurses themselves are not doing their jobs. Or they are probably fed up. We'll get into that in a moment, guys.
This is how she's been sent back home to us.
This is another one. Another one that is happening to another patient at the same elevated. Guys, we have nice buildings, but the same elevated buildings doesn't provide the elevated services. Apparently it's still the same, or it probably was, because I didn't used to hear people complaining about bed sores back in the day. Were people complaining about bed sores back in the day with Princess Margaret Hospital? Guys, let me know that in the comment box below.
I ask you, please, as doctors and nurses, to take a very close look at the photographs that I have attached and let me know if you think it's right that someone should be taken to hospital, an elderly client, and that this is how she's sent home. This isn't the first.
No, it's not. It's definitely not the first. And this is continuously happening, as if we don't see that there's a problem. You can't bring medicine to people who love to be sick.
This is just one of the worst that I've ever seen. There is not a single elderly client that I have sent to the Princess Margaret Hospital, now known as the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, in the 8 years since I've been running Fark's, that stays in hospital for more than a few days, that does not come home with a bed sore.
So this is not the first instant that this has happened. Every time they send patients, their patients, I'm guessing it's a caretaking or home caretaking probably for the elderly or something like that. And every time they send patients who are in need of more help, more medical help, they come out worse. They come out looking worse than they went in the hospital. They go to the hospital better and come out worse. And we don't think that there's a problem with that. We don't think. But the Prime Minister will talk about all the advancements of HIFU and HIFU, and 11 people did surgery, and we don't know if it was successful or not, you know. But there's a problem happening in the hospital. And there are solutions that can happen, solutions that can be undertaken, and they are not being undertaken. I'll talk about it in a while.
I beg you, please, can we do some training? Can we do something to stop this from happening? Imagine that this is your mom. Please tell me that it would be okay for her to be sent home in this disgusting condition.
And the thing is, I actually mentioned this in a group that I'm a part of on the SAP. And I said it, sometimes people only talk when things start happening to them. But by the time they start to talk because things start happening to them, it's too late. People waiting, just like Dominica. We see a cliff, a problem, stones falling. We're waiting for it to hit somebody for us to do something about it. We're waiting. There's another video right there, another audio clip. Take a listen. I'll show you guys the things in a moment. You will see pop out in a moment.
We need someone in that hospital to represent the interests of older persons. And I'm not asking for a job.
Apparently, so I have been hearing that the government been talking about, you know, they care for the elderly. They want to give elderly increase in salary and I don't know if they want to increase the salary again or what they call that funds, whatever they call it. I forget the name, but they want to give the elderly people an additional some additional funds. I think they increased the income that they were giving them, probably by $100 or $150, something like that. And yeah, so they've been boasting about the care for the elderly. But what about the elderly who go to the same hospital that's supposed to be taking care of people, and they're coming out worse? We'll see in a while.
I will do it free of charge.
That is one of the. This is bed sores, guys. You can see from the ankle and the what do you call that, talon. The talon. I forget the English name. The heel.
But we need someone to.
This is the back. This is the back. There were more in there. I had to take it out. This is the back. Your back. This is the spinal cord, brothers and sisters. The spinal cord. This is bed sores. What the bed sore doing in the hospital. You go, they do that in where they come out in the care or taking home. And that is what they come in. They're sending them home. They're sending them home for the care home, the caretaker to heal back what the hospital caused.
Represent the interest of older persons. We need better training for.
So these are more the pictures right there I was talking about. You guys will have to zoom in on your own to see certain things, but this is quite crazy, man. This is crazy.
Staff.
This is crazy. I think this is the hip of the person, the foot, the talon, the back. I mean, come on.
So that they understand the importance of turning clients who are immobile, so that they don't end up with bed sores of the nature that you are seeing in these photographs.
So how often do people have to be complaining about these things? I mean, my father always taught us, if there is something to do, do it. If something that needs to be done, do it. If you know you have the talent and the skill set to do something and you see something to be done, do it. Do it for somebody else to do it. The problem I have is we see these kind of situations out there. We know it is constant. Even the very person that's speaking, who apparently is from England and probably came Dominica or something, and is part of the caretaking and business or something like that. She said this is not the first time that this has happened. Every single time they send a patient of theirs to the hospital, the patient comes back with bed sores. And guys, don't get me wrong, I understand that the nurses themselves might be overwhelmed. I understand. But just to tell me, and you cannot tell me nurses overwhelmed all the time, because I remember when my Canadian friend came down to Dominica to check on her grandmother, and she herself wanted to help. She wanted a little help with different things, and it had other students, and they didn't want the students to help her. And the grandmother was suffering with bed sores. Guys, how much time I have to tell you this kind of things there? I don't want to make noise in the place, but how much time I have to tell people these things? I mean, this is not a benefit to me. You think I will need to come and say this thing? It is, And another thing is, guys, they actually have beds that they can use that will prevent this from happening. They have beds that the government can use to get into the hospital. They're talking about all kind of budget and they care for the elderly. I mean, Magwesa, you can't buy a few beds to put inside there. I mean, not everybody. They put let's say you buy 6 beds, Magwesa, 6 beds. 6 beds that can prevent bed sores. You buy these beds, put them there. Not everybody need a bed sore thing because some people can actually move. So those who can move, you put them in the normal beds, and those who cannot move all this kind of things, the elderly folks, you put them in the anti-bed sores bed. I mean, hey, oh boy. And guys, don't get me wrong, I understand this nurses thing. This is what somebody stated. I think this is what one of the family members. Girl, this is very disturbing indeed. This is why I was reluctant in putting mama in hospital, but we don't have a choice. That's what the person is saying. That's her mother right there. But we didn't have a choice. Now that mama is there, I'm trying my best, because when she went for the broken pelvic, she came back with bed sores on she bottom and on her shin. I observed that the foam mattresses have this rubber material wrapped around it, and this creates so they need the proper beds in the hospital. This is not the first time this has happened. If you say you care about the elderly, you come in and celebrate when elderly get 100 years. But the same elderly set of people who have to go to the hospital end up with bed sores. You feel you do your part already because you come and celebrate. Hey, we're 100 years, let's give you $1,000. I observed that the 4 mattresses have the rubber material wrapped around it, and this creates a furnace under their bodies, and this is what causes the bed. So the person had to try to figure out what was going on there. I could not watch that. Her mama, she couldn't watch the things on her mama. But after what mama is going through, and if she has to go through something like that, we are in trouble. I telling all you how much trouble are you in, you know. Dominicans boy. But I remember a part of the Bible I said, boy, even though a man were to come out from hell, raise up from the dead and tell people, stay away from there. People will laugh him and say, boy, come out there, you're stupid, come out there, madness you're saying. You come and tell people what's going on in Dominica. You're saying all these things happening. There's literal evidence out there. And nobody doing nothing about it. You might call Matt. And the next election, the government come and give you a little money here and there. And you come and put back the same thing. You come for the same thing to keep your own self and your own family oppressed. You can't bring medicine to people who love to be sick. There's more. It becomes absolutely ridiculous in this Dominica. If you have no family to check on you, then you are in trouble. This is not my words, no, guys. Sometimes people don't say it's me that I'm making up things. What I have to make up, guys? What benefit is there to me? Like I told you guys before, I'm a classical liberal. We understand the economy on the basis of the people's prosperity. When the people are in serious turmoil and things need to be done for the people and they are not being done, I come out and I talk and I say, guys, something needs to be done. Sometimes things get done. I remember when I was making some road videos and all those things, the people come inside there and they're talking about speed bump, people crashing and all kind of things there. I made the video, they did something about it. So sometimes things get done, but you mean to tell me, this situation has been happening time and time again. And to the point where some people in the hospital should have been alive today, but because of neglect. And I understand certain things that are happening, guys. We'll talk about it in a moment. If you have no family to check on you in that hospital, you are in trouble. And serious? Serious? Because they're sending these people back to the home care units. And that is how they're coming back. That is how they're coming back from the hospital. That's supposed to make them better. Yo. In this Commonwealth does not have sufficient nurses, and some of them are trying their best. But alas, this is what another person stated right there. In this Commonwealth does not have sufficient nurses, and some of them are trying their best. And I agree, some of them, not all of them, because some of them are also wicked themselves. Because I remember what my friend was telling me about different things, and they didn't know she was a nurse. They had no clue she was a nurse, so she would know the different things when they were lying to her about what was happening to boy. They were lying to a nurse about what is taking place, and she herself is a nurse, so she knew they were lying. Much less for people that are nurses and don't know what's taking place. They're making up all kind of story. Making up all kinds of stories to tell you lies. So some of them nurses wicked themselves. But then because of the insufficient nurses, they are allowed to stay there. They themselves are fed up, and there's a reason why. Because they're saying that they are drowning. It's not the first time nurses are complaining. I was actually in Dominica when the nurses went out in the streets and were protesting and saying, guys, we need something to be done. We're lacking equipment. We're lacking all kinds of things. They build brand new building, and you think it's a building that is the service of the hospital. It is better to perform good services Great services, like places like Cuba, they don't have the best of the hospitals, but they have good services that they offer into their people. And when they offer these good services, no matter what the building look like, they come out much better. But we have brand new, nice looking, sexy building now. And we're checking, yes, we make it, not realizing the services is still the same. Guys, I was in Tampa when I said the very same thing, guys, stating we build building, but we know that the service is going to be the same. But I was wrong. It is worse. No, guys, I was wrong. I was wrong. Because the service is worse. I said it's going to stay the same. It's worse now. Because nurses are frustrated. They feel like they're drowning. Now, guys, I tried to find this. This is on the Sun newspaper. I went online to find it. I didn't find the article. So I myself kind of read some of the things that's saying that it's a bit scribbled. 100 nurses hit the road in search of greener pastures for better pay and working conditions. But I have this one right there, guys, and we're going to definitely check it out right there. This one is much clearer. Big up to the individual who sent this for me. We are drowning. Pay is at the least. Pay is at the heart of the issue. So they're saying they're not being paid. At least 2 nurses who recently migrated to the United Kingdom less than a year ago told the Sun that they just couldn't see their way in Dominica. I stated this in the previous video where nurses are saying they can't see their way in Dominica and they have a better salary than most people in Dominica. If they have a better salary and they cannot see their way in Dominica, what about those who have a worse salary than them? In less than 6 months, I was able to purchase a vehicle, send money home to my family, plus save up so I can further my studies. While in Dominica working as a nurse for close to 8 years, I struggled to pay rent, buy groceries, and far less to save. One of the parties who requested anonymity brought to our attention, the Sun's attention, that's what one of the nurses stated. In the pandemic early days, nurses and other healthcare workers were what? I guess it's celebrated. I'm guessing that's what they mean. Celebrated by a grateful public. But that support has dwindled, and in some, they not just dwindle, they're supposed to give them adequate pay, but they say they give, what they give them now? They say they give them some kind of gift or something. I think they did give them a little salary increase, you know what? The nurse that had to get back to me didn't get back to me on that. So I'm not sure. You guys can let me know in the comment box below as a result. Because remember, the Prime Minister was talking nice game. Nice game, yes. Congratulations to the nurses, and we'll give them something. But what exactly was the something, I don't know. But anyways, guys, this one but became a political polarizing topic. Guys, everything in life is politics. It's not politics that is a problem. It's partisan. People want to say it's not partisan, guys. It's partisan politics that is taking place. Suddenly, we go from being the hero to the villain. Physical, emotional violence against healthcare workers is escalating like never before, and it's not like we're getting paid adequately for all what we went through and continue to go through. This is one of the nurse Lavenier said. We need system-wide change, she added. This is not an individual problem. We need fundamental systematic change that addresses those things that are creating moral distress and burnout. This is probably why some of the nurses don't care no more. And then we get this kind of situations happening. They don't care no more. I tell you, it got worse because we didn't used to hear that all that happening. Anyways, the deputy chairman of the Hospital Authority Board, Elud Williams, confirmed that the issue of nurse attrition remains, I guess, nurses staying on board remains a concern to the board. And new incentive measures are currently being put in place to add, so all the time new measures will be put in place, as if this is the first time we're hearing these kind of things. When was this article written? When was it written? Let me see. July 26, 2022. So 4 days ago. Measures are currently being put in place to address the issue. Nevertheless, he says, nurses will leave. That's just a fact of life. But you're not doing anything to keep the nurses. You're not doing anything to motivate them to keep doing. I mean, people's lives are at stake. Many people have died as a result of that. How they not seen that? How? When you consider the fact that what is paid elsewhere will never be able to match it. Of course, you'll be able to match it. Where all the billions of... we building house in Dubai. We building 28th story with 4 luxury car parking lots in Dubai. What you mean? What you mean? And you see, every time I mention this to people and I say, guys, the government is doing for themselves, not for the people, even though you put the people, even though the people put the government to do things for themselves, for them, for the people. But it's very evident and clear to see that that is not the case at all. They're building luxury resort, building in Dubai. Boy. As a result of the monies made from CBI, where are the monies that are outside of the escrow account, of the consolidated account? Where? But Prime Minister building another mansion in the same area and talking about he care for the people. I remember the very same sentiment when the Prime Minister was on stage during election time. And you think if the Prime Minister said that in front of the people will send stone behind him? No, they clapped. The Prime Minister said, I can send my children outside and get medical attention. I can send myself outside. I can send my family outside to get medical attention. And then he asked the people, what about you? As if the people didn't put him here to make sure that the hospital works and functions. There are actual solutions to these problems that are not being undertaken. They are not being listened to. They know about the situation that is taking place and nothing is being done, and all you pull up there clapping, boy. Hey, you want me something else, boy? I'll never forget when Reginald stand up and say you don't care about the $500,000. That's the same amount of $500,000 that could be given to nurses. Reginald stand up on the podium and say don't care, and the people clapping. People in Grand Bay clapping me, boy. They clapping me, boy. Boy, no, boy. Many years ago, when I studied health ministry, it wasn't just pay. People were also looking about recognition, comfort, support services. If you had, for example, support facilities like daycare or some arrangements like this, especially for night duty nurses, we may see a reduction in certain areas. So this has to be looked at. How do you mean this has to be looked at? It should have been looked at already. Which means you have incompetent people running the hospital. You're incompetent, because this is not the first time this is happening. Nurses have been leaving constantly. Guys, I had friends, I went to school with friends who did nursing, and every single one of them left Dominica. Not one that remained. Not one. Hey. And they had graduation ceremony for them. I was there. They're in the white clothes, they're in white gowns, whatever that is. They're in the white clothes and they're celebrating them. Guys, the future is you. You are the future. The future has left Dominica. They'll come back and tell the same other people in the future, the lies. They'll come back and tell you, the new generation of nurses, the same lies about you are the future. Not realizing that the future is also depleting them, causing them to want to leave. For this part, Chief Executive Officer, CEO of the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, Dr. Dexter James, highlighted the attrition is less of an issue as opposed to the absenteeism rate, which the board has been observing. But it's you guys that causing that to happen, and we have to find the root cause. As what you mean you find the root cause? We already know the root cause. Why the absentee rate is so high? You already know the root cause. And if we're able to fix that, I think we'll be incompetent people. In the interim, James pointed out that while nurses are leaving, the board has taken the opportunity to add on about 12 recent graduates within the past 7 months who were waiting to be enlisted. So you have people that's supposed to be there that you're not putting them there, but because nurses leave, you put them there. Well, we don't have any money. Without the money to do that. The board has also given the green light to have an additional 10 graduates who passed the regional exam join the profession. And guess what's going to happen? They too will get frustrated and end up leaving. They will end up leaving, guys. And then we'll have these kind of situations where they're frustrated. Those who are who cannot leave, staying, and they're frustrated, and these things happening, neglect taking place left, right, and center. But we there, Guys, let me know your thoughts in this regard. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to download the Mystelics Tube app. I'll see you guys in the next reaction. Let me know your thoughts, man. Boom bang.